fifth grade. Let's finish up with reading class for today. Lesson 9, and it's the second lesson on the second part of the story, Take It From Me, I Know. Today's lesson usually is an oral reading lesson, right? We usually orally read the story together. So like I said in other videos, take the chance to read at least part of the story to someone at home. Some of you have younger brothers and sisters at home that would probably love to have a story read to them. So there you go, there's your chance. A story that they haven't heard before, probably. Read at least a fourth of the story, or one half. A couple pages at least. Let's do a little bit of review on. No, let's talk about the story first. A couple questions. See if you remember. What you remember. How could Becky be sure that Chad had not stolen any cookies? Do you remember why she was sure? Okay, she had counted them. And if I remember right, she had eaten a few to make the count come to 60. Do you remember who missed the potholders first? The missing potholders. Who missed them first? Yeah, Mother missed them first. Well, what do you think would have happened if Becky and Bert would have jumped to conclusions and Chad would have felt that they were accusing him and he didn't do anything wrong? How do you think he would have felt if he knew that they were suspicious that he had stolen something? Well, usually there are strained relationships when someone is blamed for something he didn't do. So it's a good thing that Becky didn't jump to conclusions. It just causes bad feelings between people when someone is blamed for something they didn't do. And there's no way of getting that idea out of the other person's head. Okay, let's review a little bit about realistic fiction. Realistic fiction. Got a couple examples to read to you, and you tell me if these examples are realistic fiction or not realistic fiction. Yes or no? Home on the Rock Pile by Pavel Yoder tells a true story of the author's early life. Yes or no? Yes, it is. I'm sorry. No, it's not realistic fiction because it's a true story. What about this one? Frindle is the title of the book, or the title of the story, by Andrew Clements. Tells the story of a boy who invented a new word. He convinced his classmates to use the word, and eventually the whole town was using it too. The main character, Nick Adams, is an ordinary boy, but the author made up both the characters and the events. Yes, realistic fiction. What about this one? The title of the story is called Ginger Pie. It was written by Eleanor Estes. It It tells the story of imaginary characters, Jerry, Rachel, and their dog, Ginger. The events of the book are both realistic and humorous. Yes, realistic fiction. All right, we're going to discuss a few vocabulary words to see if you are familiar enough with them to answer some of these questions. What could you wear that would make you look conspicuous? Can you think of something you could wear that would make yourself look conspicuous? What about a stovepipe hat like Abe Lincoln wore? Okay, I wish I could hear your ideas, but I can't, so I'd say they're good ideas. What about this one? What could dishevel your hair? Have you ever had somebody rub their hand across your head, tussle your hair? That could dishevel your hair. What are you sometimes engrossed in? Engrossed. What are you sometimes engrossed in? Maybe a book, maybe a game. Okay, do you know what the word exposed means? Expose. If you knew an object is buried in the dirt, how could you expose it? By digging? Okay. The memory verse you're working on is Galatians 5:14. And it starts with, for all the law. Can you repeat it with me? For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Like it's really close to the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. Part B of your lesson today has a plot diagram, and you are supposed to match details of today's story with the 3 points on the plot diagram. Does it come? Is it associated with introduction, or does the detail belong with the climax, or does it belong with the resolution? So, just thought I would draw this out and review that a little bit in case it doesn't make sense to you. Each detail of the story that's listed there should go with one of those 3 parts of the plot. All right, that's all for today. Have a good afternoon.